My name's Jeff Sharp. I'm the director of the School of Environment and Natural Resources. We host the EPN, and we're so delighted to sort of welcome many of you to this Green Spot Awards program. This morning's program is tied to Earth Day, so we also want to provide a minute for the highly successful Green Columbus organization to invite you to participate this year. Tad Dritz is the president of Green Columbus. Tad.
Thank you, Jeff, and thanks for this 90-second slot here. The real attention, I'm not the president, I'm the board president. Our executive director is right there, Kristen Pendry. She's taking pictures. She's doing a lot of the hard work pulling together Earth Day. I don't know if you all know it, but we have the largest volunteer Earth Day event, I like to say in the universe, here in Columbus, Ohio, because where else would they celebrate Earth Day other than here on Earth, and we have the biggest one on Earth. So there you go. There's lots of opportunities to get involved. Our website is earthdaycolumbus.org. Our event this year is called Branch Out, and we adopted that name to support the city's campaign to plant 300,000 trees by 2020. We're going to be planting 20,000 of those trees in this coming week alone. Starting on April 16th, this Saturday, through April 23rd, we're going to plant 20,000 trees, about 10,000 in the city of Columbus, about 10,000 in the surrounding areas. But that's not all there is. There's community gardens, there's neighborhood cleanups, there's all sorts of great green-themed events. There's over 100 of them, and they're all at our website, which is earthdaycolumbus.org. So thank you for paying attention. I hope to see you out at some service sites this coming week.
Thank you, Tad. I had a wonderful bike ride in this morning, and I really appreciate the weaving together of Ohio State University and the city of Columbus. It's a wonderful partnership, and it's just a beautiful city, I think, the way it's woven together. That leads into sort of like a weaving here, and I get a little emotional because it's always sad to sort of see people in between these transitions. I'm pleased to introduce our MC for today's program, Aparna Dayal. Aparna has been at Ohio State for 16 years and is widely recognized here and far beyond as an expert and leader for all things sustainability related. She has served as the university's Director of Energy Services and Sustainability. I first worked with Aparna maybe 10 or 12 years ago. I remember when we had a program that we had a sustainability expert here, and she's such an authentic person and very committed to this. And Aparna has chaired the group of partners helping the city with environmental stewardship and green team. She's always been committed, I think, to sustainability in her city. And the rumors are true. Aparna has just accepted an offer from the city to become deputy administrator for the city's Department of Public Services. We wish her all the best in her new role. I can tell you, we here at Ohio State have become very fond of her. She's had a tremendous impact on our students, our faculty, our staff. She's been a true champion of sustainability. The city of Columbus is blessed to have her joining them. With 1 foot in OSU and 1 foot in the city government, soon to be Aparna Dayal.
Thanks, Jeff, for all those kind comments, and thank you for this great going away party. That's kind of fabulous. Thank you, Tim. So first wanted to thank all of you for coming, and I wanted to echo Jeff's comments. I want to thank you in particular for attending the student presentations. It means a lot to us when students have the opportunity to interact and learn from professionals in the field. So in terms of the presentation today, it's going to be very quick. It gives me great pleasure to talk about the university's efforts in establishing institutional-wide sustainability goals. But I wanted to give you a little bit of context and a background. Sustainability efforts at the university have been well established, and in some cases for a number of decades. And these efforts have started at the president's office, at the grassroots level, across divisions, multiple offices, initiated by faculty, students, staff. You know, as one of the largest research institutions, we have the opportunity to take the most comprehensive approach to sustainability. We teach it, we research it, we engage in it, and we engage our communities, and we implement sustainability on our own campus. So we have thousands of courses that we offer related to sustainability, from aquatic chemistry to zoology, electrical engineering to vehicle design, civil engineering to wastewater management, biochemistry to economics, across 90 areas of study. We have over 500 faculty engaged in sustainability research across nearly 60 departments. And from a operational perspective, anytime that you walk around on campus, you don't have to go far to see evidence of the progress the university has made, whether it's our LEED buildings or our wind energy purchase or even our world-famous initiatives like our recycling program at Ohio Stadium. So in addition to that, the university created the President and Provost Council on Sustainability to guide and spur sustainability initiatives across the university, and to create a campus culture, starting with the President and Provost, that embraces sustainability and rewards innovation. The council is chaired by Kate Barter. Where was Kate a second ago? Oh, she must have. So, and then we have multiple partnerships. We work with student groups, faculty, staff, public-private partnerships. And I wanted to highlight one partnership today with the city, and that's our Green Spot partnership. So how many of you knew that all of our hundreds of buildings on our Columbus campus are Green Spot certified? Every single building. And we were one of our first corporate companies to go through the Green Spot training. So it's a great program, and the mission of the Green Spot to inspire, engage, catalyze, and inspire change is in perfect alignment with what the university is trying to achieve. So I shared a little bit about this myriad initiatives that exist, and given our size, one of our difficulties is to understand truly the scope of all these different activities that go on across campus, and then take deliberate action to coordinate all these programs and policies to push the university towards some deliberate overarching goals and make real progress. So understanding this challenge, the provost gave a charge to the President and Provost Council, and I'm going to refer to them either as the council or the PPCS, on March of 2015, and said, you need to create institution-wide sustainability goals. And by the way, they have to be in alignment with our university priority areas of teaching and learning, research and innovation, resource stewardship, and outreach and engagement. So under Kate's leadership, the first thing we did was we split into 4 work groups, right? And each work aligned with these areas. And then each work group had 2 chairs, one from the PPCS and one a faculty co-lead. And then the membership itself was comprised of experts from across campus, faculty and staff, and additional student members as well on every committee. And then one of the first things we did was to benchmark best practices and policies, and we didn't limit ourselves to higher education sector. And throughout this whole benchmarking goal development process, we undertook a lot of efforts to reach into the university community to get feedback, whether through emailing or tabletop events, and we received a lot of this feedback that we tried to incorporate in developing these goals. And so once the goals were developed, all the work group chairs got together, and imagine our surprise, it's not really surprising that there were some cross-cutting themes across all these 4 areas that were in common. So then we finally had goals that we presented to our provost in September of last year. In October, we spent a lot of time presenting to academic and other committees, several leadership groups to socialize these goals. And then in November, they were formally accepted. So now we have sustainability goals that are very holistic and cut across all of our campuses and that are institution-wide. So the first goal area is teaching and learning. And I'm not going to read my slides. On your tables, you should have a handout that talks about all of these goal areas. And you can look at the individual goals across these 4 areas, and you can easily find them on our university website. If you just search for university goals, you can find them on our website. So the whole intent for teaching and learning was to ensure that Ohio State's curriculum promotes teaching and learning in and outside the classroom, and that it raises student awareness, learning, about best practices in sustainability. The next goal area is research and innovation. So the purpose here was focused on recognizing, supporting, and magnifying our scholarly output and impact so that we can find durable solutions and, again, increase Ohio State's reputation as an international leader in sustainability research. The third area is outreach and engagement, which is very, very critical to our sustainability strategy. These goals aim to catalyze, inspire, and generate buy-in and ownership of sustainability. So again, that translates into global and local and global, thereby global impact. And then the very last category is resource stewardship, and which is near and dear to my heart. Our resource stewardship goals are intended to operate our facilities and our campuses in a manner that encourages innovation, drives efficiency, and encourages resource conservation. So these goals range from carbon neutrality to energy conservation to water conservation. We have a zero waste goal. We want to have environmentally preferable purchasing policy, double our tree canopy. I see Mary shaking her head. Reduce the carbon impact of our university fleet. So it's tremendous in terms of the spectrum. And here are a few of our awards that we have achieved just in the last year or two because of all our efforts. And these are available as well. One that I'm particularly proud of is ASHE, stands for Association for Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. And they have a rating system specific to colleges and universities called STARS, Sustainability Tracking, Assessment, and Rating. And we moved from a silver rating in 2012 to a gold rating for our Columbus campus. So it's huge. So in conclusion, I want to comment on the role of higher education in sustainability. Indeed, colleges and universities should be the best advocates for sustainability. The decisions we make in terms of transportation, energy use, construction, land use, waste disposal have demonstrable effects on the local environment, and therefore by translation onto the global environment. And because of our teaching and learning mission, we have the unique opportunity to shape a more eco-conscious future for our society. And I think establishing these university-wide sustainability goals serves as a cornerstone to realize those aspirations. And as a university, we know we are moving towards prominence among the world's institutions of higher education, but there's a recognition that we can't do that unless we are also eminent in sustainability. Therefore, we are doing this the right way. The institutional priorities are driving the sustainability efforts forward. And of course, our output is global citizens, and we aspire to do that, and we'll continue to do that for the foreseeable future, because for us, true sustainability happens when you transform things at the institutional level and when it's embedded in the social and cultural and intellectual fabric of our campus. So that's all I have to offer. Thank you. Gives me pleasure to introduce Scott Semrock. He's the Energy Manager Assistant for the City of Columbus. He's one of our very own, and he's going to talk about pathways from our EATS program to jobs. Students, pay attention.
Thank you very much, Aparna. What an incredible turnout, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Hello, everyone. My name is Scott Semrock, and I'm the Assistant Energy Manager for the City of Columbus. My work focuses on energy benchmarking and analysis for about 200 municipal buildings. I use Energy Star Portfolio Manager to identify irregular usage in our facilities, benchmark data to understand best practices, and assess the viability of efficiency projects. I graduated from Ohio State in May of 2015 with a Bachelor's of Science in the newly created EADS program, which stands for Environment, Economy, Development, and Sustainability, with a specialization in sustainable business. My coursework focused on the circular economy, environmental economics, and sustainability practices within leading organizations. As my undergraduate program reached its conclusion, I realized that I had a particular interest in electricity generation in general. I interned with Ohio Interfaith Power and Light, a nonprofit that helped churches with energy management endeavors and securing rebates for energy efficiency projects. I also worked with a Dublin-based startup, Modern Energy, which helped homes and small businesses with energy efficiency projects and installing renewable generation. For my last semester at Ohio State, I was enrolled in my major's capstone class, designed to be a culmination of my experience and knowledge in my field of study. In 2015, our class responded to an RFP from Aaron Miller and the Office of Environmental Stewardship and determined the costs and benefits of strategies and actions laid out in Green Memo 3. Some groups focused on city transportation goals, such as smart trips, increased bike ridership, and comprehensive public transit, while other groups focused on energy goals, such as home and building energy reductions, energy efficiency incentives, and municipal building energy management. My group tackled municipal building energy management. We were originally tasked with finding viable solutions to reduce building energy consumption citywide 20% by 2020 and develop a strategy to enroll users in the Columbus Energy Challenge. The challenge is a voluntary program modeled after other cities that allows users to benchmark their usage, report aggregate results, and share best practices with others. As our project matured, we realized that the best opportunity for cost-effective energy reductions was within the city's facility management operations. Our final poster presentation, very similar to the ones you saw earlier this morning, summarized our findings and highlighted the value of comprehensive utility data collection and analysis for the city's building stock. Specific recommendations included a centralized platform to organize and benchmark utility consumption for the city's 200-plus buildings. This would lead to the prioritization of projects by targeting the least efficient facilities after correcting for factors such as size, occupancy, and function. We also reasoned that the city could lead by example in regards to the energy challenge by documenting its own larger facilities, highlighting reductions due to benchmarking, and recognizing other entities throughout the city that achieve substantial energy savings, which is exactly what we're doing today with the Green Spot Awards program. I was very proud of our work and felt there was a great starting point for the city to move forward in terms of coordinated energy management. As good timing would have it, at the end of my capstone project and approaching graduation in May, the city released job openings for 3 positions in the mayor's office. These employees would work directly on Green Memo 3 objectives, which were related to the projects that we had just completed at Ohio State. I was excited because I saw a great opportunity to be part of the actual implementation of the projects that we had worked on. I applied for the position, stated my desire to continue the work that I had started, and was extremely fortunate to have been chosen for a position. I've been working for the city for about 10 months now, and I very much enjoy what I do. We have completed a comprehensive citywide database of energy usage and facility profiles via Energy Star, using it to conduct analysis on utility bill trends. This chart shows an example of billing errors that we found. In this case, a broken meter was reporting incorrect demand charges, which you can see on the far right, that cost a considerable amount of money, but this was refunded once the error was rectified. More errors like this were found, and it is just an exemplification of how important these energy management processes are, because there are some very low-hanging fruit here. Plans have also been made for a fire station pilot project that will pursue continual savings through access to information, education, and low-cost measures. This chart shows the range of energy intensity of our current fire stations to prioritize based on energy efficiency and the facility's intensity of energy itself. We also engage in competitive pricing for generation supply, demand response capabilities, and the installation of renewable generation sources when feasible. I'm incredibly thankful to both the City of Columbus and The Ohio State University for the opportunity that I received, and the lessons I learned will undoubtedly be instrumental as I embark on my professional career. I believe the student projects that were presented here today will inevitably help OSU reach its sustainability goals. I also believe that the challenges that the city, the university, and programs that were created to work on these problems, such as Green Spot, will provide great opportunities for student learning, city-university partnerships, and a more sustainable Columbus. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. Now I'd like to invite David Celebresi, who's the Columbus Green Spot Coordinator within the Department of Public Utilities, to present. David is not just a colleague, but a friend of mine. He has a lifelong passion for people and the environment, and he's been involved in sustainability work for over a decade. And he's going to share with you some exciting features of the new Green Spot program. So.
Thank you, Aparna. And I kind of joked with David Hanselman that I tried to make my part of the presentation the most complicated as possible, so hopefully nothing goes wrong and I don't trip and fall or anything like that. But OSU is a real leader in sustainability, and we're proud to partner with you all on a number of projects, including Green Spot. And I do want to thank David Hanselman. David, can you raise your hand? Everybody knows you, but he's in the back. I want to thank him, as well as the sponsors, AEP Ohio, Columbia Gas of Ohio, White Castle, SWACO. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. Because without their support, this event wouldn't happen. And it swells my heart to see and warms my heart to see so many different organizations being represented here, and sustainability is really something that is the core of a lot of our groups. And so while we move forward with that, in Team Green Spot, it's not just me. I have a lot of support at the city from Director Davies, from Aaron Miller, Susan Ashbrook, Annie Marcico, John Ivanek. I'm trying to remember who I'm missing. I'm probably missing somebody. They already say just go in groups. So thank you, city, for allowing me to work at the city and be the Green Spot coordinator for the city. That way you don't leave anybody out. So Green Spot inspires, educates, and recognizes households, businesses, and community groups that adopt sustainable actions. And I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the new Green Spot website, as well as the metrics feature along with the Green Spot Backyards program. I do want to thank a couple other people, to all you in the room for attending today, as well as those who gave us comments and suggestions about the Green Spot website. We've taken all those suggestions in, and we worked with the city's Department of Technology, Nicole Woodward and team, as well as Kat Spears with Experis to make that happen. So with that, I'm going to try to only touch the bare minimum up here so I don't lose contact. And now, how many people here have a smartphone? This is one of the presentations where, if you'd like, you could pull out your smartphone, go to columbusgreenspot.org, and you'll see the new website is mobile friendly. All right, let's see what that does. Ta-da! So this is, thank you. See, I can feel like I can sit down now. People already like it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the new website and then jump to the metrics. So as you can see at the top here, we have kind of a carousel that mentions some of the big events that are coming up. So Branch Out Columbus, Earth Day Columbus, some tips, and oh, look at that, the Green Spotlight Awards too. So you scroll down, you can see that we have some of again, we have the Green Spotlight here. It's kind of like the major things of the day. Then we have some, the Green Spot Backyards program. We have tips on how to go green. And one thing we had, one comment that kept recurring was, how do we contact Green Spot? We want to contact Green Spot, we just don't know how to. So what we did is at the bottom of the page on any of the Green Spot website, we have how to contact us. And so either email or through phone. We also have the Columbus My Columbus app. How many folks have that on their phone? It is an excellent app. It's won a lot of awards nationwide for how well it's done. You know, you could find out any information from yard waste pickup to if there's a pothole you want to have filled. It's just a great resource. You can also see in the, we have the Facebook feed up there now for Green Spot Facebook. So how many people here are on Facebook? Lots of easy questions this morning. I know. How many people know what the internet is? So please like us on Facebook. That's how we do Most of our communication is through social media. We don't flood your inbox, your email inbox, but we do communicate largely through social media. We have the Green Spot Kids program, the Columbus Green Walks, and this is interesting. So to join us, you'll see there's a number of spots on this website where folks could join Green Spot, and that's because we wanted to have multiple areas where if you're on a different part of the website and you want to join, well, bam, you could do it from any part of the website. So you could either click here or you could click over here. Something else that's new and I'm really excited about is the quick links. So maybe you're in a hurry, maybe you're preparing a presentation for a large group of people and you're like, what does GreenSpot do? Well, let me go to the website and check out the quick links. And you can see there, you'll have the Columbus Office of Environmental Stewardship. That'll take you to the city's page there. And this is, by the way, this is on the city's website. So if you want to go back to the main website, you can just click the logo up there. The GreenSpot Backyards program, the Spotlight, and I'm going to highlight the Spotlight for a second here. So after today, as you know, we are being recorded. And after today, we're going to put this up on the website. So if you wanted to know, how did last year's Green Spotlight event go? Maybe you all want to see what happened there. Well, you can by going to the greenspot.org website, columbusgreenspot.org. And also, we have this accordion view where you could see who the award winners were. You could see the videos. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you get a sense of that. So it's kind of a cool feature on there that also kind of captures the event and records it. Green Spot Neighborhood. We have a couple Green Spot neighborhoods, the Discovery District as well as the Sawmill Place. Here you could learn about what they've done to be green, where we brought neighbors together to talk about sustainability at the very, very local level. They say all politics is local, well, all green is local too, and it doesn't get much more local than your neighborhood. And there's Sawmill Place as well. We have the Green Spot to Green Spot program, and this is new, and I'm really excited about this as well. So for our Green Spot businesses and organizations, we've been approached saying, well, what else can we do for Green Spots? Because we want to reward those residential homes that are Green Spot members. And so we came up with Green Spot to Green Spot, and what it is, it's a program where that Green Spot business can offer a discount or a free item or something along those lines to our Green Spot members. So we just started it within the past month. And so right now we have SierraNet in an effort to promote and reward energy conservation. They're offering up to $500 per server for Green Spot members who might migrate to the cloud. Now that's actually more towards the business side, so it's a business to business, but if your Green Spot member organization wants to partake in this, please let me know. And we'll get you set up. Here's this Green Spot Kids, the Sustainability Initiative class. We're going to hear more about that later. And we have the recent graduates here, and I saw some past graduates here, so it's kind of like a reunion for those folks. We have resources, and again, this is such a critical component because I'll get calls where it's like, well, Dave, how am I supposed to get a rain barrel? I don't know where I'm supposed to get them at. Or what about the Audubon Backyard program? How do I know about that? So what we did was we put this resources here, and it kind of corresponds with the Green Spot application. So let's go to Inform and Engage. Maybe if you're a business, you're wondering how you could hang up or what type of templates are available to remind your employees to be green. So we have samples there. For recycling, reducing, and reusing, just a whole, I'm not going to read them all because you could do that, but there's a whole lot of information here. And when you click on, one of those, it'll take you to that resource. And then under share, I know a lot of folks are saying, Dave, how can I share this program with my friends and family? I don't know how. Well, we make it easy, so you could send them an email and say, hey, I just joined Green Spot. Will you? You'll get a cool Green Spot decal. You'll get rebates on various things, and it's just it's a hip thing to do. I don't know who says hip anymore. That might be before my time, but yeah. So that's the Green Spot website. Now, something that's and I keep saying this is really cool, and I know I shouldn't be doing that. I'm very excited about this next feature. It's called the My Green Spot. And a big thank you to a couple folks who really helped put this together. And I believe they're in the room. So Susan Terry and Ryan Presto and their team at Jade Track. I don't know if you're in here, if you could raise your hand. Oh, there they are. They're being very polite and sitting in the back. But wanted to thank them for putting this together. So this is a way to quantify some of the commitments by entering in data on what you're doing to be green. So this feature makes the program interactive with our members, and they each have a personalized dashboard. So I'm going to use myself as the example. So, before, how many people here are green spots? So just about, if you're not a green spot, there's a table out there that has applications on it. Pick one up on your way out. You could also join online. If you want to know what it's about, before you join the application, you could preview the application right here on the site. So we're going to close that out. And also with the business aspects, there's a number of, there's 3 business applications, and you could preview those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So here you'll see we have the 3 different commitment areas for the household. We have conserving energy, conserving and protecting water, and reducing waste. Right here you'll see it has your address up there and some different actions, so I could log out, or I could update my location if I move. Again, that was a big thing that we heard folks request. And then here's not all commitments have the metrics, but a number of them do. So when you check those, you can update and enter in. So for instance, I've purchased 6 LED bulbs and have those, or I'm sorry, Energy Star rated appliances. I've installed 1 saving shower head, and I pay 3 bills online. I also carry a reusable bag, which I need to go in here and update that, and I'll do that here in a second. Some of the other commitments that you don't enter in data, it's more of a reminder. So here, to make sure I repair leaks quickly, purchase products made from recycled materials, etc. And then some information and some tips on how to be green. So down here, how my contribution helps. You could see for energy, water, we break it up into the 3 groups, and this is kind of the green spot universe, if you will. So we've had 38,000 household energy pledges. We've had almost 24,000. And look at this, for reducing waste, 42,000 some. So if you're a Green Spot member, what I want you to do today is when you go home and you get on your dashboard, click under energy and water, and pick a couple extra commitments so we can catch up to the reducing waste. So with that, update your progress. You click there. This has all the pledges that you've committed to. And you can see right here for update the progress, you could click on how many bulbs that you've replaced, etc. You scroll down to the bottom, and how many people, and I know I keep asking you all questions, but how many people have been Green Spot members for quite a while? So more than 6 months, more than 3 months. Okay. So you all already have the dashboard kind of there. To get to that, you just go to the Green Spot website, you go to the join, and then you click on the email or to sign in, and then click on the forgot password, and then that will send you a password where you could set it up. When you do that, you'll have this view previous pledges. You could click on that. I joined in 2008 because I'm a green nerd, and that's when the program started. So this is what I signed up at that point. I lived somewhere else, so there were some commitments that I couldn't do and others that I've already accomplished. So what I did was I updated my commitments for that. So that's the business, or I'm sorry, the household. We're going to jump to the business one. Yes. Oh, thank you, Aparna. So you do not live, how many people live on the planet Earth? Okay, that's good. Not too many people raised your hands. But, we kind of joke you don't need to live in the city of Columbus to be a Green Spot member. So it doesn't matter wherever you live. Now, to get some of the program benefits, like the rebates on the rain barrels, you do have to live in the city or a community that's partnering on the rain barrel program. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So for the business side, let me go ahead and enter this. And I want to thank Shannon with White Castle. She's graciously let us use White Castle's account here. So here with the business side of things, there's a couple more categories. There's informing and engaging both your staff and your customers or your clients, as well as greener transportation. It's the same concept as the household is for the business. So you have areas in which you can enter in data. So for here, they've openly encouraged at least 100 of their employees to become green spots at home. They're in the process of making their fleet more efficient as part of the Ohio Green Fleets program. And that's something too, is where sustainability never really ends. And it's a progression. So you really need to, when you join GreenSpot, it's a good reminder and it's a good framework in order to make your life or make your company a little bit more green. Again, reminders, and join us, the Did You Know. Again, the pledges, as you can see here, once again, I don't know what Erin Miller is doing with reducing waste, but she's gotten the word out to businesses and households to reduce waste, and they're just knocking it out of the park. Energy and water people, we need to step up to the plate and really get those commitments up. Here, since they have more than one location, that's a green spot. You could click on the different locations as well. You could add another location and update the current location. For other users, this is important because if there's only one person in your organization, that's the person that is responsible for GreenSpot, and if they leave, sometimes it's hard to remember what their email is or their password. It might fall through the cracks. So what you can do is add more than one user for one organization. So you can have 2 or 3 folks that are responsible for the GreenSpot program. So with that, that's a little bit about the new website and the new metrics that we're very excited about. And we're going to be doing the metrics in waves. So there'll be other aspects of this that will be up here. So in terms of how your commitments are benefiting the greater GreenSpot universe, there'll be an environmental benefit column where you could see how many gallons of water have been saved, how much electricity has been saved, maybe even what's the dollar amount that's been saved from our GreenSpot members. So one thing, and I've heard this before, and a lot of folks have heard this, but I really think it encapsulates sustainability. It's important to think about it as kind of the alignment of economic prosperity, of people, and the environment. In order to be truly sustainable, you need all 3 of those components working together and moving things forward. And I like to think that the GreenSpot program, the programs at OSU, a lot of the groups, all the groups here being represented, share that same commitment to being green. I know it sounds like I'm wrapping up my presentation, but I'm not. So, so for the GreenSpot Backyards program, it's a program that educates and encourages residents to live a little greener and provides the tools to do so. Because it's one thing to educate people, but if you really want people to be engaged, you have to inspire them and you have to provide tools in order to do that. So it's administered by our friends over at Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District, and eligible households can receive a $50 rebate on installing a rain barrel, compost bin, or native plants. How many people here have a rain barrel? Great, good many folks. Now there's also a special $100 rebate on native trees for eligible households. And this ties in with our Branch Out Columbus initiative, which was mentioned earlier, planting 300,000 trees by 2020 as a community. The city can't do it alone. So how many people here have a shovel? Awesome, awesome. So you can learn more about that at columbus.gov/branch-out. So with that, I thank you all for attending, and I look forward to hearing from everybody.
Thank you, David. That was educational and entertaining. Now I'd like to invite Michelle Chanou. She's with Friends of the Sawmill Wetlands, and she's going to share information about a GreenSpot neighborhood project.
I brought along a few of my friends here. So, research shows that greenways and wild urban places promote public health and interpersonal connections. Since the 2013 controversy over developing the last natural spot in our community, Sawmill Wetlands has become an important contributor to the health of our neighborhood, and thanks to ODNR, is always open so folks can stop in any time. Over the past 3 years, we've logged thousands of visits. And I pointed over here because Corey Brown made it today. out of his busy schedule from Division of Wildlife, and he's our partner at ODNR. So. Besides the benefits of having vernal pools in a paved retail area, we have developed great partnerships across the city, state, and country that work with us to further our mission of teaching others how to care for nature. Some of our friends, they're standing over here as well and sitting back there videotaping this, some of our friends have joined us today. They fight trash and invasives, they give boardwalk talks, they work with young birders and scouts, they give away trees and plants, they promote monarch way stations, and they celebrate Earth Day and the coming of spring. We continue to work on making our community safer and greener as a green spot neighborhood. Last spring, the Natural Resource Defense Council traveled from California looking for clean water success stories. Ours is the only one chosen to be featured in the video that we're about to see. Since time is short and the mayor's coming, I'll let this clip do the rest of the talking, but like David said, I'm not quite finished. There are materials at each of our tables on our Green Spot initiative, the things that we've accomplished, as well as our plans and programs and how you can help. In fact, Regan is here, and we're hoping that by the time she's ready to ride her bike, she can ride her bike to the wetlands. So we're hoping to get some trails along the way. I'd like to thank David Celebrezzi and David Hanselman for this opportunity to tell our story, and thanks also to Corey Brown at the Division of Wildlife for being such a great partner. This is the best time of year for wetlands. We hope you'll come and see us.
We're at Sawmill Wetlands today.
Sawmill Wetlands is several acres of vernal pool. It dries up in the summertime and then fills up with spring rain and snow melt. But during that 5 months where there's water, it blossoms with life. You want to see a water mite?
Yeah. Water mite is.
This wetland is very special because of its rarity in an urban setting.
So the Clean Water Act is a critical tool for the protection of wetlands. But unfortunately, with smaller wetlands, they kind of fall through the cracks.
They're going one by one by one.
Not too long ago, this was threatened by development.
I got kind of angry and said, I'm not going to let that happen, I hope, and called a neighborhood meeting.
There were people waiting outside the door. It was hard to tell just how many people showed up for that.
I think one of the things that really galvanized the neighborhood was that we're surrounded by a concrete jungle, and the one little piece of green was going to be developed.
We organized and started the group Friends of Sawmill Wetlands.
We were involved in talking to community groups. We went down to the State House. We talked to city officials.
And then we started sending in petitions. We were very much involved.
Unfortunately, in Ohio, we've lost over 90% of our wetlands. This wetland is acting like a sponge, so when the rain falls, it soaks up that water. So that water is not going into our sewer system, so the city doesn't have to treat it.
Wetlands like this are often compared in diversity to things like tropical rainforests and coral reefs because there are so many different life forms that use a wetland.
With vernal pools, each of these species has adapted to a quick reproduction life. So while there's water here, it's a party.
He's balled up. Look, he's upside down.
That's how he swims. He swims upside down.
Yeah.
It's really heartwarming to see the number of children that are coming here.
It is a place for people of all ages to come out, just stroll the boardwalk, see something they hadn't before. And it's a chance for people to care for something.
It's called garlic mustard plant. You have to get it out before it seeds.
The Department of Natural Resources responded to public pressure appropriately, and we're just thrilled to death. It worked. It can save stuff.
Local activists protected the Sawmill wetlands from destruction, but these wetlands never should have been in jeopardy in the first place. Now, the new Clean Water Rule restores clear protection for streams and tens of millions of acres of wetlands.
You got to just step up and get involved, and you'll be amazed at how many people will join you. I'm not going to say that it was easy, but I am going to say that you're the one that has to do it.
Thank you, Michelle. That was just amazing and inspirational. Thank you. You made a difference. And your friends. Please give them a round of applause.
Clearly, Columbus is prospering in many ways, and local residents share much pride in what our city and region have become. We at Ohio State University share that pride too, also knowing how important the success is for recruiting students, faculty, and staff. I can tell you one of the things I take delight in recruiting new faculty and students to our program in the School of Environment and Natural Resources is to speak to how, I guess, the word hip our city is, or cool our city is. This is a great city, and I think it is a selling point when we recruit talent into Central Ohio, is just simply how wonderful Central Ohio is. And our partnerships with the city allow us for joint projects, internships, capstone experiences, so Ohio State benefits in many ways through our partnership with the city. It is no secret that all of us have benefited by a succession of Columbus mayors who have been strong leaders and insightful visionaries. Now we have a new embodiment of that spirit and a new mayor, Andrew Ginther. He was elected in November and took office in January. Previously, he served on the Columbus City Council for 9 years, the last 5 as council president. Prior to serving on council, Mayor Ginther served on the Columbus Board of Education. All of us here this morning share an interest in environment, natural resources, and sustainability. Our focus on these interests has a way of making us also aware of other issues facing our communities. As city leaders certainly must also recognize, one of the things I'm impressed with is how you have to be very nimble and sort of moving around issues. One of the issues I know that's very important to Mayor Ginther is infant mortality in Columbus and Central Ohio. He's led some efforts to study this multifaceted issue and shared important efforts to find solutions to this. He has to jump around, and I think that's what sustainability requires, us to be nimble and sort of addressing a variety of sort of important topics. We are pleased that Mayor Ginther understands these interconnections, and I'm sure that is one of the reasons he is here with us today, this morning, to help celebrate the fine work by so many people, organizations, businesses, and agencies as we work together to make our city and region stronger and more sustainable. To recognize the Green Spot program and this year's award winners, please join me in welcoming our new mayor, Andrew Ginther.
Good morning, and thank you, Jeff, for that very kind introduction. And I want to thank Jeff and the Ohio State's School of Environmental and Natural Resources, everything they do to help improve our environment and our quality of life here in Central Ohio. Thanks for hosting this celebration today. Ohio State has clearly made a commitment to adopt sustainable practices, and I commend them in their efforts. I also want to thank Aaron Miller, Parna Dial, Councilmember Liz Brown for their efforts in making Columbus green. This past year, we have seen the Green Spot program grow to more than 12,000 members. Green Spot offers a rebate on rain barrels, compost bins, native trees and plants through the Green Spot Backyard Conservation Program. We expect hundreds of members to take advantage of this program again this year. Green Spot has been an award-winning children's program, currently being used in dozens of area elementary schools and hundreds of households. An electronic dashboard where members can track their green actions and see how those actions contribute to the overall environmental benefits. The Green Spot Sustainability Initiative class, a 6-month course, provides networking and learning opportunities to businesses interested in becoming members. And the Green Spot Neighborhood Program brings neighbors together to achieve sustainable goals. Today, I am pleased to announce the 2016 Outstanding Members with a Green Spotlight Award. The Large Business Award goes to Nationwide Insurance. The Medium Business Award goes to the Market Italian Village. The Small Business Award goes to Coldwater Consulting. Here's a short video highlighting these outstanding leaders and winners. And as you can all see, the three winners have adopted sustainable practices that have paid off. They have done an outstanding job and serve as a great example for other companies, nonprofits, and higher education institutions to follow their lead. So please join me in, first of all, recognizing the group. I think we have a contingency from Nationwide Insurance. I'd like to have them come forward and be recognized and given an award. Nationwide. Medium Business Award goes to the Market Italian Village. And the Small Business Award goes to Coldwater Consulting. I'd also like to recognize the 6 organizations that graduate today from the Green Spot Sustainability Initiative class. These businesses have attended a 6-session course that spanned 6 months. Together, these businesses represent thousands of employees and a dedication to sustainability. They are Children's Hunger Alliance, Is anybody here from Children's Hunger Alliance? Come on up. CT Consultants. Goodwill Columbus. Mars Pet Care. They needed a round of applause anyway. We appreciate what they're doing, and we will make sure we recognize them. Nationwide Children's Hospital. And last but not least, Ohio History Connection. What a great group of organizations. I am proud of the progress we made as a city to achieve our collective sustainability goals. And it only happens when you have great businesses, nonprofits, visionary community leaders who are willing to commit and build a culture within their organizations that value and focus on sustainability. Now it is my great pleasure to turn it over to an outstanding champion for all of our efforts around sustainability, Councilmember Elizabeth Brown for the Columbus Energy Challenge winners. Councilmember Brown.
Hi, everyone. This is very exciting. Thank you, Mayor Ginther, for your introduction. And for kicking it off, we have 3 more awards to give out. As chair of the Environment Committee for the City of Columbus, I get to be a part of change that will leave our community better than how we found it. Energy efficiency remains the easiest and most cost-effective way to reduce energy use. The Columbus Energy Challenge helps businesses become energy efficient. This program is a great example of what can be done to improve our environment when we work together towards goals. Each participating business is provided with information about energy benchmarking, training opportunities, tutorials on how to register buildings using Energy Star Portfolio Manager, and a spreadsheet template that makes automatically uploading utility data easy. Participants are also connected to utility rebates and other resources to help reduce energy use and save money. The following awardees have reduced their energy usage this past year by at least 20%. For Southerly Wastewater Treatment Plant, repeat winner Ohio History Connection, Easton Way 3, managed by Cushman and Wakefields. Before we bring them up to give out the awards, we are going to try another short video. very impressive numbers. Thank you. So I'd like to start with Southerly Wastewater Treatment Plant. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thanks.
Next is Ohio History Connection again. And finally, Easton Way 3, managed by Cushman and Wakefield. Do we have any? Thank you again. Thank you again for such incredible efforts, and we hope that all businesses can do this and we can really see a change in our community that way. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the award winners. We appreciate Mayor Ginther and Councilwoman Brown being with us today. As is our tradition at the Environmental Professionals Network, we have really enjoyed hosting the Green Spot Awards. Thank you very much, and let's one last round of applause for all our award winners. Thank you very much.